Today we are going to be looking at the Nintendo Switch Joy controller. This is going to be for the left side. We are going to be using two different types of screwdrivers. One's going to be the Y as well as a Phillips. So this first part we are going to be using the Y screwdriver to remove these 4 screws, so that way we can take care of that controller so we can end our drifting. I did get this kit off of Amazon. It was roughly about $20-25. Everything was included except for those tweezers. I did notice that while removing some of the screws that I was stripping them with the screwdriver. It could have just been the screws itself, but there were some extra screws included that I was able to go ahead and replace those with. When you are opening up the controller, please be very careful as to not damage the controller itself, nor any of the sensitive components. Here I'm using a razor blade and being very gentle and just barely opening enough that I can be able to get my fingernails to pry open the cover. Please bear in mind that those little tabs are very sensitive, so you won't want to go ahead and yank on them or pull them out. Just gently go ahead and use some tweezers, and you can pop them out. Just again, be careful not to damage them. There is going to be a plug here in this section that you can go ahead and lift that up, so that way we can remove that battery and then access any components that we need here in a second. While we are pulling out the battery, it is going to have double-sided tape on the other side. So just be gentle while you're going ahead and pulling this up. It doesn't take much force to pull it out. It's just a little sticky. We are going to be using a regular Phillips head screwdriver on this part to go ahead and remove these screws to be able to go ahead and access our next segment. Now that we've removed that last screw, just remember that there is also a ribbon connected right here. You can just go ahead and flip up the tab, and that will allow you to go ahead and pull out this cable. On this next little part, there are going to be 2 ribbons. We are going to need to go ahead and remove both of those to be able to access the joystick controller here. After remove the screws here in just a second. Somebody wasn't paying attention and grabbed the wrong screwdriver. So everything that we've already done here at this point, we're just going to be doing the exact opposite. Taking all those ribbons and putting them back into their places. Just remember that any of those little tabs that are down, just make sure that they are up and that you're not forcing the ribbons into their homes. That way you don't damage the ribbons, because that would basically ruin that little joystick that you're putting in there. I did find that when I was removing the controller, that the Z controller here in just a moment that you're going to see did pop out. So just be mindful that any of the springs that are in there or anything like that, that you do go ahead and collect them and put them all back.